everybody, what's going on? You know what time it is. It is Wednesday at 6:30, and the only place to be is here with me, with the Scheli Jones Show. Oh my gosh, I have had such a crazy week. So much has been going on. How about you guys? How are you doing? How is your week going? What have you guys been up to? I am so excited about this show tonight because we are bringing to you Mom Balls. These are women who have produced, who have raised, who have trained D1 players. All of their children have gotten a scholarship to a D1 school. That is so amazing to me, and I can't wait to get in and talk about that. But first, y'all know we got to take care of some business. So like the first thing we got to take care of is I'm gonna need you guys to go right now, and I'm gonna need you guys to like this Facebook page if you haven't. I need you to share it. Make sure you're giving thumbs ups and all that kind of stuff, because y'all know that brings the video up so that we can get, Facebook can put us on top. We can get some good views and we can have more people watching. Y'all been doing a good job on that, so let me clap it up for that. But the other thing I need you to do is make sure you go to YouTube, Scheli Jones, okay? I'm gonna need you to subscribe and then hit that notification button, bell, so that whenever we release a new video, you will know about it. Now listen, I have some very sad news for you, but y'all knew it was coming. So, hey Patricia, how you doing, girl? Y'all knew it was coming, so you should be prepared. This is my last show on Facebook Live. Now, I will come on live and let you guys know that I'm here, but I will not be filming here live anymore. We're going to YouTube. So what I need you to do is I need you to go to YouTube. I need you guys to engage on YouTube, okay? So Scheli Jones on YouTube, if you go to YouTube and you go to that little circle, the search circle, and you type in my name, Scheli, Scheli Jones, then my channel's gonna come up and you need to click on the channel and we'll be live on there. So our next show, which you do not want to miss, because the next show is gonna be hot for sure, you will go directly to YouTube. No more Facebook. We will not be doing Facebook anymore, okay? All right, without further ado, let's get in this show.
Let me take a moment. Hey, sometime next week. Maybe I can help. I know you've been calling. My phone is on do not disturb. I know it's not personal. I just need some me time.
I want to tell you about this product. Hey, that's Mood Swing by Darian Janelle. You guys, that's my daughter. You guys know I love that song, and a lot of you guys have written me and told me how you guys like that song. So listen, she's on all streaming platforms. So go listen to her, Darian Janelle. That's Mood Swing. And with that, let's go into our next segment, which is called Mood Swing. So this segment is all about how you swing your mood when something happens to bring you down. Okay, I'm a firm believer that life be lifing, right? We know life is going to do its thing, but we are in control of how we deal with things that come our way. So I always try to figure out things like when something happens, how can I get back on track, honey? Because I don't have time to be distracted. Your girl is headed somewhere and she needs to stay right on track. So I love food. Food always swings my mood. So I told you guys 2 weeks ago, I was at the Black on the Block. It's downtown LA. It is like all of these vendors, all of these African-American businesses are there. Y'all, the food is amazing. Like I could not get enough footage. So I want you guys to check out this video. This particular vendor sold vegan food. Y'all, they made me think oyster mushrooms was fried catfish. Check it out.
All right, y'all. So listen, we interviewing right now. Listen to this dadgum stuff right here. I rolled up on this place right here, and y'all saw the footage before where I showed y'all all the people who were lined up for some dadgum fried stuff that ain't meat, that tastes like it came right out of grandma's kitchen. Right. So I want to just let y'all know we have Miss Ebony here, and she has a guy here who is not vegan. And let me show you guys. Yeah, what is your name?
Linnell.
Linnell. So this, y'all know this is real. Y'all know we do it real on the Scheli Jones Show. But let's look at the plate first. Look at that.
This is our vegan fish.
Okay, Miss Ebony, you're saying vegan, right? Like and I tasted this.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It's vegan fish.
Look at y'all. Look how good that looks.
This is king oyster mushroom. It's battered in a seasoned
King oyster mushroom, y'all.
Yep.
Okay, and what we got over here?
This is our chicken, which is our regular oyster mushroom. It's battered in our garbanzo bean flour, and it's cooked in 100% grapeseed oil.
Oh my gosh.
This is spelt waffles. He has a 50-50 topping, which is peach cobbler topping and a cinnamon roll topping. I don't use any sugar in any of my products.
Y'all, why
it's dates and agave.
Okay.
Dates and agave.
Dates and agave. Okay, we
your
got to
board?
see this beautiful face of this lady who made that. And then you said Linnell?
Linnell.
Linnell. Linnell is going to try it right
Try
here.
this. Let's try this.
Look
It
at
like
this. Look, look,
catfish.
look. What say you?
Got the crunch, texture, really fishy.
So tell me about the flavor. Because
Flavor?
that's what made me a believer.
It's seasoned up for one. They know how to
It's
season.
seasoned for real,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
And you
even
can't even
hating,
tell
I'm
it's
not
oyster mushrooms.
Can't tell.
It-
I don't even know what that is.
He don't know what oyster mushroom is, y'all. Well, listen, if you guys want something that looks like this and tastes like what Linnell said it does, I need y'all to come check them out. Now, how can they get y'all's food? Look at that. So what is that, the chicken?
Yeah, it's chicken.
Wow.
Let's see what these waffles do. Okay?
Okay, yeah, let's see about that. And you said that's spelt waffle.
He done dipped it in the peach cobbler.
That's good?
It's good.
Mmm.
This will go. No sugar.
No sugar.
No sugar. So is it sweet?
Very
I didn't taste that, but that looks good.
The peach cobbler topping.
Now that's a real peach though, right?
Real peach.
That's a real peach, y'all.
Got date syrup.
Date
sugar.
syrup. I love dates. Dates are such a good place to go get chicken. Okay, listen, y'all, not chicken, to get something. Tell us, how can they find you? Where can they get your food?
Go and follow us on @veganOrNaw.life. So it's at VEGANORNAH.LIFE. And we post our schedule weekly. We travel. We're in the Inland Empire, Riverside County, LA
Love it.
County.
Love
we're
it.
everywhere.
Love it. Okay, y'all, you heard it from your girl, the Scheli Jones Show. Y'all know I be bringing you that food. That they're everybody back there. Y'all say hey, hey. Y'all let them know you're here. The cooks and stuff, the chefs and everybody back here doing their thing. I definitely will be patronizing this place, and I want you guys to. All black owned by this beautiful lady and her wonderful husband back there, Miss Ebony. What's your husband's name?
Daryl.
Yarrow.
Yes. That's the chef in the back.
The chef in the back. The
Put
man
it
that's
down,
making
even
it
me,
happen.
even me.
Give us a wave again so we can see. Yes, yes, yes. So y'all heard it here. Come check it out.
Y'all, when I tell you the oyster mushroom tastes like catfish, when she told me that it was an oyster mushroom and not catfish, I said, you lying. I almost called her out her name. It was so good and seasoned to a T. Now, I didn't taste the chicken or the I think it's felt a waffle or anything like that, but it looked amazing. And the line was down the corridor for people getting this vegan soul food. So I don't know, I'm not a vegan, but meat is not my favorite thing to eat, but that food was good. So y'all go check them out. It is Vegan or Nah, and the IG is @veganornah.life. So make sure you check it out. Black owned businesses. We're trying to support all these black owned businesses, and that food was amazing. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. All right, moving on to our next segment. On my way up. Hey, yes. I love this song. Yes. Let's groove to the tunes of Darian Janelle once again.
On my way up, on my way up, on my way, on my way up.
So, in this segment, what I like to do is, because my channel is really about inspiring, motivating, and educating, right? So I always want to bring someone on here that is on their way up. People who are doing things to get to the next level. All right. Because I can't do nothing but respect that. Look, life be lifing. Life is hard. We are all trying to do our thing. But when you step out on faith and you put to give God something to hang your faith on, faith without works is dead, right? Then it can't do nothing but blow up. So I love to celebrate people. And listen, that's not a hard thing all the time, because sometimes you can't see your way through. You don't know how that thing is going to work. Sometimes you're working in the dark. Faith doesn't mean you can see it. Okay. It's the substance of things hope for, the evidence of things not seen. So a lot of times you're not going to see the success, and you may have some hard times. So whenever I see people doing things to better themselves, or starting a business, writing a book, or whatever they're doing, I love to support them. So today we are honoring Richard Malcolm. He is definitely on his way up. So there's Richard and his consultant, Melita, and he's a photographer, and he services California, Nevada, and Arizona. And we're going to put his information up there. I've had some photos taken with him, and my husband had some photos taken. He can show you guys a little bit of his work. He did this photo for my husband. Yeah, he did that photo for my husband. So I thought that was like real cool. So yes, there's his telephone number, and you can also find him on Facebook. Okay. Richard Malcolm Photography. So y'all go check him out. He's definitely on his way up. His prices are reasonable, and he travels Nevada, California, Arizona. You cannot beat that, right? You cannot beat that. So yeah, real cool. So you guys check him out. We want to send prayers and love to all of the people that were in the path of Hurricane Ian or Ian. I don't know if we're pronouncing it Ian or Ian, but anyway, we want to send prayers you guys' way. So many people lost their homes, you guys. There was some deaths that came behind that. And so you guys, let's just really pray and support. If you have it to give someplace, if you can find someplace where they are giving, you want to go ahead and do that, because I couldn't imagine coming home and my home no longer there. You know, sometimes we take that for granted, getting up and leaving, going where you need to go, and coming back in your home and everything is intact. These people came home and nothing was there. So let's send prayers their way. If God moves it on your heart to give, I think of it this way: if there's a need, I give. God wants me to give, so I give. I don't wait. That's God moving upon my heart. And, I love giving. And remember, God always tells us that pressed down, shaken together, will he give back to us. So sowing and reaping is really important. So you always want to I always try to find something every day that I can be a blessing to someone, maybe paying someone's groceries behind me, or giving somebody money that I see, a homeless person. I don't look at what they do with it after that. I just look at, the person has a need. So if we can find somebody to be a blessing to, let's definitely see how we can rally around and help the people who are in the path of the hurricane. All right, you guys. All right. Well, let's get into this show. Oh my gosh. I am so very excited. Mom Balls. That is their podcast and YouTube channel. That's Mom, MOM. BOLLZ. These ladies are definitely on their way up. I love when people add value, when they go through something and then they add value to, let me take a little sip of water here, to others. They are giving back by talking on their podcast about daily issues. They're sharing a little bit, being a little bit transparent about what they went through, but they're just talking about life, right? And I love that. So without further ado, we're going to bring these three beautiful women on. We'll just go ahead and bring them on right now. Hey, so we have Robin Curry here, who is a very good friend of mine. We've known each other for a little while, huh? I don't want to say how long. Well, I'm proud of my age, but I don't know.
Right.
Okay, good. So we both proud of our age, right? We've known each other for a little while. So yes, and Robin has had the wonderful journey of raising four beautiful girls. and they are just doing their thizzle. 2 of them are D1ers, and she got Ava. Ain't no telling what little Ava's gonna do, but we know it's gonna be big. Kayla's doing her big thizzle. So I just want to say to you, friend, you are definitely an inspiration. I mean, I raised 1. I couldn't imagine raising 3. And you did it at 4, and you did it, and you look amazing. I mean, I that's even better. So we're going to get into that. So this is Robin Curry, and then we're going to bring on Miss Nilka.
Hello.
How are you, Nilka?
I'm great.
Nilka, I have not had the pleasure of knowing you much, but girl, look, after it's all over, we gonna know each other well, because I'm gonna slip in on one of them happy hours that y'all be doing that we gonna talk about. So yes, and you have a D1er as well. How many children do you have, Nilka?
I also have 4 children.
You have 4 children
and 2 almost
grown. What? Look at Black don't crack, y'all, not one bit. And then we have Miss LaTwanis coming on. Hey, LaTwanis, don't tell me you have 4 kids too.
4.
Y'all are 4, 4, and 4, right? I love it. Now listen, let me just stop and pause and look at you guys, because I don't think we do this enough. Let me just tell you guys, you guys are beautiful Black women, and it is an honor to be in your presence because of what you represent in queendom. That's a word I made up. In queendom land. Now I'm gonna put land on there too. We might make a movie about it. But it's just an honor to be in you guys' presence. First, I want to say thank you. You could be anywhere today. I know you still have children. Thank you for coming on the Scheli Jones Show and sharing your story.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So real quickly, I'm just going to have you guys introduce yourselves. So we're going to, Robin, we're going to start with you. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll go with Nilka, and then we'll go with LaTwanis.
Okay, so I am Robin, and I've been married for 20 years to my husband, Gary, and we have 4 beautiful, talented girls, and they are ages 30, 19, 17, and 13.
Wow.
And, yeah. So I have quite a range. We were actually talking about that today. Who's Generation X? I told him I'm not a baby boomer. So, but close. So we have a Generation X, we have a millennial, and then we have a Y. So we are multifaceted, but I'm very proud of my girls. They're doing great things, and we'll talk more about that.
Awesome. Miss Nilka.
Hey, I am Nilka Mickey. I too have 4 amazing children. I've been married to my husband, Lamar, for 22 years. And I want to say this, and I don't know why, maybe someone needs to connect with me later, but I am a cancer thriver fighter. I'm currently in my battle, but I'm excited because I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't care what the doctors say.
I love it.
Believe. And so I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for having us, Scheli. And you said that we're beautiful. It takes one to know one. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. LaTwanis.
Yes, I'm LaTwanis Stevens, married 23 years to Ben. And we have 4 kids, and 3 were in the home, but now I have my oldest girl. She's moving out on Friday.
Oh,
so, I know.
How are you with that? That would be a little stab in my heart a little bit. How are you with that?
She told me, she told me Monday the application was approved and done same day, like an hour later. I was like, wait, what? She moved on Friday. I was like, all right, so here we go. But it's going to be fun for her. At first, I was a little sad about it, but now I'm like, all right, I done had a day to wrap my mind around it. But
yeah,
I still have 2 little ones in the house. So
awesome. Well, that's who you raised. You raised a responsible young lady, and you know, a lot of times we get sad about them leaving, but then what was all that hard work for?
I know. I wanted them all to stay.
Right. You were able to reap the benefits of her being that independent woman that you raised. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to get right on into the questions. Okay, so the first question is, well, it's going to come with a statement and then a question. All of you ladies have raised children who have gotten scholarships to D1 schools, right? Okay, so I want you to tell me, starting with Robin, introduce your children. They're not here. And then tell us what schools that they got, what sports they play, and what
Okay.
schools they got into.
So my first child, Jada Marie Curry, she is currently at California, Cal Berkeley. That's what I call it, Cal Berkeley, up in Northern California.
Good
And
school.
yes, this is her second year. She's a sophomore. She's thriving. She had a great freshman year, and we're expecting her to do great things this year
Awesome.
as well. And she plays basketball. She's on the women's basketball team.
Okay.
And Layla Simone is more local. She's in Los Angeles, and she's at Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
So I have one in Northern, one in Southern California. She's a freshman this year.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to some exciting things for her. She's also on the women's basketball team.
Awesome. Awesome. So 2 basketball and
Yes.
both D1 schools.
Both D1 schools.
Okay.
And
awesome.
Jada's in the Pac-12, and Layla Simone is in the WCC
Okay.
conference.
We're going to let you guys explain that later because that went right over my head. So we'll go to Miss Nilka.
Yes, I have Jaden Mickey, who is just turned 18. He started at the University of Notre Dame in
Wow.
Indiana, and he started in January. He graduated from high school early. He is playing as a true freshman, and we're just so proud of him. Very excited. Yep,
Awesome.
D1, and that's who he is.
Wonderful. Latuanas?
Yes, so Chance is at LMU. He's playing for the men's team, and D1 as well. So we're just excited. Basketball, yes.
Basketball. Okay, cool. Everybody's in basketball except for your football.
I forgot to mention
Football. So 1 football and then basketball. Okay, great. So how old were your kids? I'm going to pose this question to Latuanas first. How old were your kids when they started playing?
Chance started with track first, track and field at 8.
Okay. At 8.
And yeah, so track and field kind of got us ready for the grueling schedule of just, oh my God, he was training day. I mean, you just take no days off. So even though they may have a down season, our kids in our house, they still train because that's how you get better in the off season. So He started with track, but then his interest for basketball picked up. And so they run congruently. So we had to kind of give up track. But he was great at track. As soon as he ran his first meet, he went to the JOs at 8.
Wow.
So that the mayor of Riverside paid for that whole trip because he was only 8 at the time. And we were like, he ran his first race in that week. And we were like, he got what? Invited to where? And it was in Kansas. And so Riverside was so proud that they paid for it. So
awesome.
We had to go. So that was exciting. But
so 8 years old, 8. Yeah. Okay. Nilka, same question. How old was your baby when he started playing?
He started playing at 5 years old. He started playing flag football. And he played for 2 years flag, and he was by 7. He was like, Dad, can I put on the pads? And Dad let him play with the pads and the helmet, and no more flag, and that took off from there. And he also played a little bit of basketball, and he ran track as well.
Okay, awesome. So it seems to be a thread I've noticed with children who athletes, especially when they're D1ers. They normally have more than one sport that they could play under their belt. So Robin, same question. How old? But also tell me about those 3, the HMO or the CEO or the
HMO. The conference. It's just I made reference to Pac-12 and WCC.
What is that?
It's just Pac-12 is actually the most competitive conference for basketball.
Okay,
and
awesome.
WCC is another conference, also competitive. So it's just the name of the conference.
Okay, so those are conferences. Okay.
Right, those are conferences.
Okay, so how old were the girls?
What coast you're on. So like East Coast is A10. So
right.
Gotcha. Okay, so how old were the girls when you guys started?
Oh my gosh, let me let my memory. It was about 4 and 5.
Okay.
And Layla was 4, Jada was 5, and they, because we have girls, and Gary was like, we need to play sports. We need to have some type of sportsmanship in the house. We didn't know exactly where to start them. They kind of, we did gymnastics, we did dance. Even in, they did a little bit of tennis. So they did a little bit of golf at the driving range. But when we put them on the court at NJB, when they were playing with the boys, because NJB local, rec basketball was in Corona with the boys, and the girls played on the team with them, and it just stuck. I mean, we didn't know, we didn't have any idea because my baby at Cal Berkeley, she's not the tallest person in the world.
No, yeah.
And we weren't sure, but she had, she showed the interest, she showed the skill set. So one followed another, Layla kind of followed Jada.
Okay.
And so they were 4 and 5 years old when they actually started basketball, and they did little things like dance, and they did gymnastics, and they did, Layla did softball. But that's how they got their start. Very young, 4 and 5.
So they were 4 and 5.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pose this question to Nilka first. At what age did you know that you had something special in your baby?
I said this before, and I think I said it on one of our podcasts, that when you see them on the field and the way everyone reacts to them, and then the way everyone starts telling them after the game, you got something special, you got something special. You see it that way first because everyone recognizes it. But, because every parent thinks their child is special, right?
Right.
But when you know that they're special is when it shows on the scoreboard, or how they help their team, or their grind. Jaden has always been a grinder. I have videos and pictures of him when he was a little boy. He was 6 years old, and he was using our long hallway upstairs to practice his long jump.
Wow.
He did track too, so he would practice his long jump. So he was always on. He was on, and that's how I knew.
Okay. Same question, Latuanis?
So Chance, when he started, when he was 8, we seen how special he was just in track, and then it just translated over to basketball. He was always that's how they used to call him Goggles, because before he got contacts, Chance used to wear glasses.
Okay.
But his 3-point range is what he specializes in. So now he's the sniper.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna just say this real quick, and then we're gonna ask you the same question, Robin. When my husband and I were attending a church in Santa Clarita, and there was a young man there, and he was really working up the ranks in basketball. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, what did I call him? I said, 'Hey, Michael Curry,' and he looked at me, and he was like, 'That's not my name.' And then he just kept walking, right? And so I did this a couple of Sundays, right? And I was like, 'Hey, Michael Curry, how are you doing?' And he looked at me a second time. And then the third Sunday I said it, he ran up to me and he gave me the biggest hug. And I was like, I didn't even get to get it out. He goes, 'I know why you're calling me Michael Curry.' I was like, yeah. I'm putting Michael Jordan and Steph Curry together. I said, yeah, I'm calling those things that be not as though they were. I said, I see something in you. And so I want you to raise up to that name that I'm calling you, Michael Curry. He was like, thank you. It was so funny. But anyway, I love how they give them names like that, because they feel like they live up to them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to live up to this name. I'm the sniper. Then you ain't going to see me coming, but you're going to see that ball going through the net.
Well, I just got to say, so today, there's a guy who's on Twitter who has over 300,000 followers. He was up at the gym today, just scouting, watching practice. And his phone's been blowing up. And all these coaches called him because they seen the tweet first. But they said, I guarantee you Chance is going to be on his Twitter in an hour. And sure enough, but he just named 2 guys, Chance being one of them, talking about how good LMU is going to be this year. And his deep range. I was like,
awesome sauce.
I'm excited.
And you heard it here on the Scheli Jones Show first. All right. Yes. So Robin, let me have you answer the same question. Do you remember the question?
How did I know my girls were special?
Girl, hold on. Let me check my notes.
Yes.
Is that the question? Yes.
That was the question.
Yes.
So I think Gary was instrumental in showing that, identifying that with us, because Gary's his coin statement is, "Why not you?" So as soon as Jada decided, "Oh, excuse me, my earplug fell out. Just give me a second."
That's okay. We can still hear you, so you can talk while you put it in.
Okay. As soon as Jada showed, and she admittedly, she had a little more skill set than Layla, which wasn't a problem with Layla. She was like, okay, Layla's a rough rider. So she said, you might have more skills, but I'm going to show my presence on the court. So as soon as,
like Venus and Serena.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as Gary was like, why not you? Like, why not you go from rec ball to club ball and
I
from
love it.
club ball to a really good club team and
Mm-hmm.
a really good high school, basketball team. And when my girls would get in the car and drive from Corona all the way out to Azusa with meals prepared without complaining, doing homework in the car, eating in the car, getting home,
Mm-hmm.
taking showers, and
Mm-hmm.
never complaining. I mean, yeah, my
Wow.
leg hurts, my ankles hurt, I'm tired, but they never said, I want to quit. So we matched their energy.
Love it.
Whatever we said
Love
that,
it. Love it.
we were going to do, we put them in the position and they accepted the challenge. So we knew, who these girls, tough,
I
tough as
love
nails.
that. I love
Yeah.
that you said we matched their energy because a
Yeah.
lot of times parents fall short because they don't match their children's energy
Yeah.
and you miss out on so much. You miss out on so much. Oh, I love that. All right. So the next question is I read it to, okay. What does a normal day look like for you? So I know, okay, so let me just say this because I know your kids, I think do you guys still have kids in the home? Does everybody still have children in the home that are playing anymore? No? Okay, okay. So what did and does, if you still do, a normal day look like for you from getting up in the morning to getting them where they need to be for success? We're going to start with Latuanis.
So I still have two in the house, but with Chance, when he was in high school just last year, it's a lot. So I get up, literally would make a full on breakfast. I'm talking, it was never frozen, nothing. Homemade
Yeah.
waffles, eggs, bacon, cut up fruit, and a smoothie, and
Yeah.
then making him a good lunch because they never like the
They
lunches
need
at
their
school.
fuel too. Oh, yeah, the school, but girl, school lunches are nasty.
I know, and I show them for a long time. Just eat the school lunch.
Unless you're in the South. Unless you're in the
Exactly.
South, it might be a little bit different there.
Yeah, so it just never worked. So really, breakfast was so important. Just always had to
Yes.
break that fast and fuel them up for the day. And Chance, he needed to put on weight, so he's always had to take protein shakes. So we just spent a lot of money just on getting him trained. Just
Yeah.
supplements, all of that. It's a lot
Yeah.
that goes into D1.
Yeah.
And
So
what we do for them, and it's nonstop all day.
yes. So starting off, making sure you break that fast. So your
Yeah.
normal day was like you had to get the meals in, make sure he had the lunch. Then you had to make sure he got to where he needed to be. If there was a game, you needed to support that. So
Yeah.
everything, it seems like, is centered around what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
even when going to the games, I would always either have to get dinner done early, or I had coolers. We would take sandwiches and food and snacks for the games.
Yeah.
Just because they were always hungry. So
right, of course, okay, because they're working, they're athletes, their bodies are tools. So Nilka, same
Yeah.
question. What did a day look like for you?
Everything definitely does center around them and their schedule. Well, for Jaden, for me, when I was working away from home, because after COVID, I started working from home, and through the cancer battle, I've been home for 3 years now. I would get up at 5:30 so that I could get ready for work and leave by 6:15 because I worked in Orange County. And so I would get up at 5:30 and I would make Jaden's breakfast, and he would tell me what he wanted. I would make his breakfast, and then, but for him, packing him a lunch or something for after school before he had to go to football practice and football lifting, there was a cooler involved. So sometimes that
Wow.
would be the night before. I had this long cooler that had like 3 bowls in it. I would do hamburgers. I would do, if I did spaghetti, whatever I did. So I would prepare his meals the night before in that. And then unless it was a hot meal, if it was a hot meal, I'd warm it up in the morning, put it in there. And then he would get to school. His dad would take him. When he started driving, it was much easier. Drove
Yeah.
himself. But it was always, everything was centered around him for sure. When he was a little bit younger on Saturdays, it was get up super early, get him ready, get that food in him, get everybody dressed, get his uniform on, get him to the game, stay at the game all day. Because sometimes it would take a couple of hours. We would get there. We always had to get there by the game before his game. So they would warm up and things like that. So it was an all day ordeal. If it was track, if it was football, but definitely everything centered around him all day. When I got home from work, it was go straight to practice when he was
Yeah.
younger. But once he
So
was
it
in
was
high
like-
school, he was doing that on his own.
Gotcha. So it was nonstop.
Nonstop.
Okay, Robin, same thing. We're going to try to keep the answer down to 2 minutes because I just have so much I want to ask you, beautiful ladies, and I know my audience wants to know, so we want to get it all in. Okay, so Robin, same question.
I guess what I would say for me is it was a day full of reminders, and in my phone, I mean, I utilize that even till today. So everything, like what time we're going to get up, what time I'm going to pick you up, what time I'm, before they started driving, what time I'm going to pick you up, what time you need to be to the next place. And like the lady said, making sure that they have meals, their supplements, making sure they have the proper clothes, So it was a constant reminder. And then as they got older, they became more responsible and would take over, making sure that they had the healthy snacks in their lunches, making sure that they had their, the foods that they wanted to eat. I'm not a big cook, but I definitely cook.
Yes.
Everybody says, Robin, you don't like to cook, but I feed my children, so I do have to.
They not hungry.
That's funny. She said that I feed my children. Miss Valerie Darvell. Valerie, I just want to say hey to you, girl. Big shout out to you because I know you got some little ones too. And I know this tea, girl. Well, not tea because tea is gossip, but this info, honey, I know is helping you out a lot. So thanks for tuning in. I just love that. It's just, moms, we do so much. We sacrifice so much for our children. But the beauty of it is I was just talking to a friend of mine on Facebook and her son had come home and she hadn't seen him in a year. And she said it was just so happy. You taking notes, Valerie? We love it, girl. We love it. Make sure you follow them on YouTube. Mom Balls, Ballz. I always have a hard time saying that when I get ready to say it because it just, I just feel like, oh, I shouldn't be saying that. Right? I feel like, so yeah, I got to put the podcast on the end. Yes. So there it is, Valerie. Make sure you follow them. They will continue to help you out. But I was telling her, I remember how she raised her baby. Her baby he got all these awards in fencing. And I remember the sacrifices that she made. And I just remember that. And just to see you guys reap the fruits as I reap the fruits with my daughter. I mean, it's just having her music on here. Y'all don't know how proud that makes me. Aww. It's just so good. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Here is the $1 million question. This is the one that women are hanging on to. All right. So I need you guys to get ready. Brace yourself. Latwana, you don't have a poker face. That's so funny. She was like, what? What question is that? Right. How do you balance taking care of your kids and you? Okay, we're going to start with Robin. How do you balance? In the midst of all of this, how do you self-love, self-care for yourself?
So I think the first thing is you have to be comfortable with being out of balance. Because stop. That's tweetable. That's a tweet. That's a tweet. That's
a tweet, a twit, whatever you want to call it. Say that again, friend. Say that again.
You have to be comfortable with being out of balance.
You have to be comfortable with being out of balance. Okay, continue, please.
So just if I can give an example, like just as early as today, LaTwanis and I have been communicating all morning and part of the day because of a situation that happened on their campus. And so,
hey, Tanya,
not even to elaborate on the specific situation, but you have to be able to be flexible. And you might not be, and I know for me, I was almost, I could not put a date on my calendar without checking with my kids' schedule first. So there were a lot of sacrifices that I made. I couldn't go to perhaps a family function or a friend function because the kids had a game. They had practice. Absolutely church, because a lot of our games when we were playing club ball were on Sundays and we were traveling and, so we just have to, I have found, and LaTwanis is great at that really with helping because she is she's the middle person that kind of gets everybody together. And so, and I appreciate that about her because she definitely feels like she gets on my nerves, but I love her. But it's important to go and hang out with your girlfriend. So as I've gotten older, my kids have gotten older and they can they could stay at home by themselves. And I would say, yeah, I'm going to go to the happy hour. I'm going to go
Okay.
to the concert.
So happy hour is one way that
Yes.
you guys do self-care. Okay. Latuanis, let's have you piggyback on that. How do you stay balanced? What do you do for you?
Yeah, girl, happy hour started with COVID. I was like, "Whoa, we're doing a lot of happy hour." No, but friends, girlfriends, it's different. Yeah, we're all married, but I need my friends. There's certain things you could talk to women about. So I have fun with my friends. Like I just went to me and Nilka. We just went to see BBD, Salt, Pepper, and Genuine.
Yes, honey. Yes.
No.
Girl, me and Brent went to go see New Edition. I was up the entire. When I tell you, I danced my behind off. Ooh, yes, yes. That's some good self-care right there.
Yeah, I don't think we sat down for a second. I mean, I get excited when I know I'm about to go out that night. But
yes.
And then Robin and I, we're just planning this gun range thing, So we're getting a group of girls. I've been wanting to learn how to shoot.
Oh, I want to go. Please, I'm inserting myself.
Oh, you got. Yes, so there's just so many things that we do, whether it's a girls trip. A couple years ago, we did a girls trip. This may not be popular, but I'm one that believe I don't need to be here for Mother's Day. Like I'm around my.
Well, Mother is your day. That's your day.
But
to do what you want to do.
On that, and I'm like, listen.
We'll put them over there.
Mama.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. That's your day to do what you want to do. So happy hour, girls trips. Okay, Miss Nilka, it's on you. How do you balance it all?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear. Velvet voice in the sky.
No.
That's my producer, Daryl. Okay, so Daryl, you let me know when we get that situated with Nilka. Okay, so happy hour girls trips. That's one of the ways that we keep
unmuted,
it.
So she should be okay.
Okay, Nilka. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So until she figures it out. So self-care, doing things with your girls, getting away, massages, doing what you want to do on Mother's Day. So if that means you want to leave, and ladies, that is perfectly okay. Yeah. Don't feel like you have to go to the normal dinner and all that stuff. I just had a conversation with my daughter about her staying motivated. I feel like I want it more than her. How do you keep your children? This is a good question. How do you keep your children motivated, but in a loving way? It's frustrating at times. So this is my sister, Nason, and she, Robin, Gabby is playing basketball. So if you, Robin, can you answer this question for her?
Okay, so I have two different types in my house. Jada never had to be motivated. I mean, she was the motivating factor in the house.
Okay.
And because she's the older sister, Layla typically just came behind her and said, okay. But there were times when Layla was like, I'm tired. I didn't even pick this sport. This was Jada's sport. It was out of frustration.
Okay.
And so I always let Layla tell me why she was frustrated. I let her, and if it was like, I don't really like this, or I'm tired, or I don't feel like I get as many accolades, because I had sisters, playing the same sport. So whatever her feelings were, I let her communicate those things to me. So I would say to you, Nason, let your daughter tell you what her frustrations are. Let her talk through that with you. And just, we always told them, if this is something that you want to do, you can stop. We're not forcing this on you. So as long as they know that you have their support, or they have your support, and that you will do whatever they, like I say, match energy, but and it gets frustrating. We've had some hard conversations. We've had some tears. So it's not like it's a cakewalk, but I think communication is the absolute key.
Communication. And so what about Robin, the second part where she said she feels like she wants it more than Gabby does? You think she should let Gabby communicate that, or what it is, or what would you say about that?
I think that I felt like that sometimes, that because sometimes I felt like, well, if you don't, my kids they're really good at making the commitment and following through, but we've always had that open conversation. We can't want it more than you, just like grades. Me more, so with grades. If you want to get an A, that has to be your discipline, your desire, your
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
So, but I still go back to communication, because you will learn from what they say to you where they really are with that.
That's good. That's good. That's good. You got that, sister? Great. Nilka, are you back?
I don't know, am I?
Yes, you are. What do you do to stay how do you balance, my dear?
Okay, so I'm going to piggyback off of what Robin said. Thank you, Latuanis, because I did shout her out when we went to the Salt and Pepper concert. I was like, thank you for taking me out of my comfort zone, because she was always telling me, you boring, you don't like to do anything.
I know she said it just like that too.
She did. She did. And you know what? You know what? She has been a presence through my cancer journey, and she's kept me laughing. She's kept me on my toes. She's challenged me. She's taken me out, and so it's made me want to do that more. But I think that when I was taking care of Jaden, it was harder. It was harder, and I definitely did put myself last. And that's something that I just learned to do through COVID, through health battle, and now that the house is empty. I mean, I have a 20-year-old that comes and goes, but Jaden is gone, and so I'm not taking care of his needs anymore. And my husband and I, we do our thing. He does sometimes his separate thing. Sometimes we do it together, and we take care of each other, and that's about it.
I love
But
it.
you know
I
what?
love it.
Spa days too. Spa days.
That's what Miss Latuanis was saying, honey. She said massages. Yes. Okay. Our time is and I just, oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay. And my audience is loving you guys. So you guys, thank you guys so much for being here for them. All right, let me see. I'm gonna pick one more question. No, I need to do two. And let's keep I'll just have one person answer. I got three questions. I have one person answer all three. So this question is, was there ever a time you felt like giving up, Latuanis?
Me giving up or Chance?
Both.
No. Just like Robin, like we've always talked to our kids. We can't want it more. This is you. We can only take you so far.
Right.
And then, also too with the grades, if the grades aren't good, then you're going to be benched. So always had excellent grades, but he's always wanted to play. And I just feel like, because if a kid doesn't, it's going to show.
Yeah.
If it's not in their heart, then as the parent, you're wasting your time by force.
By forcing them. Absolutely. Okay. This question I'm going to pose to Robin. What advice would you give other moms?
My advice would be to be willing to sacrifice. I mean, be willing to sacrifice. Don't let anything scare you. Don't let the money scare you. Make payment arrangements. Don't let the commitment scare you.
Okay, stop there. Don't let the money scare you. Make payment arrangements. That's awesome, because that's a very real thing, because Latuanis was just saying it's expensive.
It's expensive.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Solicit your family and friends.
I was about to
grandparents,
say,
uncles.
Yeah, because I was about to say, there's plenty of times that we call godparents, grandparents. I was like, hey.
Yeah, ask for help. So don't let the money scare. Be willing to sacrifice. Don't let the money scare you. Solicit help from family and friends. I love that. That is so rich. Tweeting. Hopefully people are tweeting. Yeah, hopefully people are twittering. Okay, so this question I want to pose to Miss Nilka, and that is, tell me about Mom Balls podcast. What is your mission and your plans?
So, Mom Balls, our mission is to get information in the hands and the ears of moms, mostly single moms, but parents, because there might be a single dad out there. There might be a single mom that's juggling everything. To get this information on our journey so that we can be a resource for you to tap in and know what to do next. It was a process from beginning to end till now. There's still a process. When we go to games, there's still a huge process. We have to be tapped in with the school. We have to know what's going on, who's coming and going, when to get the tickets, how to get the tickets, where to park, all that. So we're still a resource, even with our kids in college. We know what's going on with them now. We can tell you how to get some money, what you need to be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. But I think that's our goal. We're three women who enjoy each other's company. We have these amazing kids that are all in the IE, and they all got these D1 scholarships, and we have invaluable information for you, and we'd love for you to come on and ask us questions as well.
I love it. And they really do. And you guys, for those of my listeners who are, because Valerie is not in California, the IE means the Inland Empire. That's not like another six pack or pack six or
the ACC.
Yeah, whatever all those things are. That's not enough.
Conference.
Well, the last question I'm going to pose to all of you guys, but I need you to answer it in one sentence, starting with I swing my mood by. All right. So I swing my mood. Now, at the beginning, I have a segment called Mood Swing, and that is things you do to swing your mood, to bring it back up. I think you guys saw that, right? In the back. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to know, I swing my mood by Miss Nilka. Finish that
swing my
sentence.
mood by taking a deep breath, meditating, and saying thank you.
Ah, I love it. Latuanis, I swing my mood by.
Prayer and motivational speeches that I listen to in the morning.
Yes. Miss Robin, I swing my mood by.
Prayer, devotion, and my text from Latuana is telling me what to watch next.
I love it. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here on the Scheli Jones Show. I want to say to Miss Nilka, I would like to have you back. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you would, we will work it out. I don't know how we work it out, but we will work it out. I would love to have you come back because I think that you would be a great inspiration. So we're going to have you back. And you two crazy girls, I'm coming to hang out. I'm inserting myself in one of them happy hours or gun ranges or massages or something. Such a pleasure to have you guys on here. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here on the Scheli Jones Show, Mom Balls podcasts. You can see them and hear them. Instagram at mom.balls. You guys, please go check them out. Support them. They are a wealth of knowledge. Listen, we're not talking about if you can do it. These women have done it. They have sacrificed. They have the fruits of their labor. Their children got scholarships. They're in D1 schools and they are thriving, and the best is yet to come. Latuanis, I normally don't have no more questions, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and say something.
It's not a question. I just want to say, subscribe to us at Mom Podcast.
Okay. I was getting to that. Can I run my show?
Let them know. See,
I'm gonna have her as a co-host because she let me run my show. Anyway, as I was saying. Yes, you can subscribe. No, I'm not at that point yet. So yes, you guys, please support them. They have a wealth of knowledge. Valerie, you already see. My sister, you already see. And I'm sure there's many more on here. You guys got some nuggets for them. So support them. Subscribe to their channel. There it is right there. And we're going to make sure we put it down in the chat area as well so that people will see it. And we will link this to you guys' page so, y'all can glean a little bit from my field. Yeah. That's how we got to work it out. But yes. So happy to have you guys on here. Thank you so much for being on. Velvet Voice, I'm going to let you go ahead and put them in the back, and I'm going to say a few words to my crew. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. That was a really good show, but this is what I really want to glean from that. Sacrifice. Those women sacrificed for their children. They put them first. They built a life around them, structure. They gave them structure. They made sure that they had what they need. And then the other thing that Robin said was they matched their energy. Communication. They take care of themselves with self-care. And now they're giving back by having their own podcast. And they are giving back to women in the community, parents in the community, single moms, single dads. You guys, please support them. I want to put their information back up. It's IG Mom Balls. At mom.balls, but also their YouTube channel. Please go and support their YouTube channel. Every Wednesday they're on. I don't know what time, but you can also go back and see the replays. But you guys, please support them. And if you need anything, you can reach out to them, DM them. Nilka said that they're there for you. I want to end this show with talking about giving. Everything that God gives us is in a seed. And it is God requires us to plant that seed. I want to challenge you this week to look around and see where there's a need. A lot of time we are so bombarded by our own things, our own life, whatever is going on within us, that we forget that we are distribution centers. We are to give back. And and giving doesn't always mean monetarily. It could be a smile, it can be a hug, it could be of your time. It could be just telling someone that you love them, encouraging them. You never know what people are going through around us, you guys. Life is hard. There are a lot of things that they're telling us that are happening or on the forefront. But if you are a believer, we know differently, right? We know differently. So let's take the time to care about the people around us and be in tune. I always say, ask God where he's working, and then you get involved. Okay. And a lot of times that means giving. Make sure you're giving back. Giving. He may have you give monetarily. Sometimes it will be of your time. It will be an encouraging word. Make sure that you are always looking to see how you can be a blessing to someone else. All right. I will see you guys next week. The Scheli Jones Show. Bye.
Let me take a moment.
Hey, dolls.
Sometime next week. Maybe I can help. I know you've been calling. My phone is on do not disturb.